Well, I'm in Pasadena. This is one of the worst hit areas.
A neighborhood in Los Angeles that has been devastated by fire.
I just received an emergency alert extreme, which has come on my phone.
California's National Guard has been deployed to assist in managing the raging wildfires. We are throwing everything at our disposal, Governor Gavin Newsom has said. He also issued a warning against looting, which has reportedly broken out in some zones. Winds have picked up again, making for challenging firefighting conditions. Fierce wildfires burning out of control in Greater LA have killed at least 6 people and forced nearly 1.8 lakh people from their homes. President Joe Biden has pledged federal resources to aid California's response to what he has described as the most devastating wildfire in the history of the state. Take a look at some of these exclusive ground reports from LA filed by my colleague Vishnu Shom, who's reporting from the ground.
This is one of the worst hit areas in the greater Los Angeles area. You can see fire trucks behind me, and they're actually trying to put out fires in this particular home. This entire area has been entirely burnt out. You can see the fire service people walking in over here, the firefighters working over here. We can't get in beyond this particular point, but they're working over here. You can see a great deal of damage in this particular area. The smoke is still coming out of some of the areas over here. And what we're going to actually do is walk through some of these areas to give you a sense of what it looks like. And everywhere that you see, there's devastation. So just follow me as we, Stephen, go to this area and just point out that, there's still smoke coming up from these homes which were completely destroyed, as you can see over here. And there are any number of homes which have been entirely destroyed. So there is smoke, which you can see coming out of these structures. A lot of stuff burning, we can smell it. There is ash in the air as well. If we move across this road, and this seems to be an affluent part of this area. We can see cars which have been entirely burnt out, and home after home has been completely destroyed. These are the savings of people completely destroyed, decimated, and this house behind me destroyed as well. Now, I'm just going to update our viewers on what the overall situation is. The situation remains tense because even though right now it seems that the wind speeds have come down, they aren't entirely certain that the winds have gone away. And until the winds go away, there is a huge problem over here because it's the winds which are spreading the fires. There are at least 4 to 5 major fires in the greater Los Angeles area, and all of these are uncontained. And it's these embers which reach out far, which trigger fires in areas which are incredibly dry. There is usually rainfall which happens. Why don't you follow me as we, behind my shoulder, and let's just walk to this place. There is rainfall which happens this time of the year. That's not happened. There are wildfires which take place across this region, but that happens in the month of October by and large. What's taking place now is entirely unexpected. This structure that you see over here completely razed to the ground. And it's house after house after house, and then the fires just stop, and if you're lucky, your house gets saved. So and it's untouched, and it's just this is bizarre because the house over here entirely unaffected. The people over here very, very lucky because the house in front of them, which is this one right over here, and the houses all around have gone. And if you just walk past and take a look at There's another fire over there. I don't know if you can catch that or see that, but there's another fire over here, which is broken out. Be careful, there are lots of nails over here in the distance. Now, that wasn't here just a few minutes back, but it's this huge plume which we can see as we walk through this area. Billions have been lost across the region. The sense is that when this all gets figured out, you're looking at the most expensive natural disaster in the history of the United States of America. We're just going to keep walking over here, just to give you, more idea, another idea of what we're seeing over here. It's just traumatic to see the damage over here, the homes, the lives of any number of people completely destroyed, devastated. Now, the only silver lining in this is that the loss of life has been minimal. There have been about 5 people who've lost their lives, but by and large, the loss of life has been contained because evacuation orders came early. The police enforced that. People got out. There have been 1.7 lakh people, 170,000 people plus, who have been evacuated or have been told to evacuate. They followed the guidelines, they got out. And a lot of them wouldn't be allowed to come back right now because this is still an area which is tense and unpredictable. The fires have not been contained, but when these people come back, they will know the extent of the damage, and in so many cases, it's been entirely destroyed. This is Vishnu Shom reporting from the greater Los Angeles area on the forest fires. It is a very unfortunate and difficult place where I'm reporting from. This is the Pasadena region of greater Los Angeles, and there is devastation all around me. This is one of the worst hit areas, and I'm going to go through some of the areas where homes have been entirely destroyed. It's catastrophic because what they are now saying is that the damage assessment, when it does finally come out, would have this being the costliest natural disaster in American history. Now, whether or not that is the case, we'll figure out later on, but just think about the losses that people have sustained in this area, their houses, their lives, their lifetime savings entirely destroyed, gone. Fortunately, the loss of life has been low. Just about 5 people have lost their lives. People did listen to evacuation announcements. In fact, we got evacuation announcements or notices saying that there is a fast-moving fire in this area and that we need to exit, which is what we're going to do. But before we do that, we can tell you a little bit about what we are seeing over here. There's a basketball court. Somebody, perhaps a child, used to play basketball, but the house all around it, presumably their home, has been completely obliterated, completely destroyed. We're just very carefully going to move to this area over here, where there is still a small fire which is burning. We need to be careful as we cross past electricity lines. Of course, electricity has been cut off, but we need to be a bit careful. And you can still see, I don't know if that's a gas line which is still on fire, but it's and the temperature here is variable. It's otherwise not warm or hot, but as you walk through these areas, suddenly the temperature appears to rise, and that's because the ground is still extremely hot. There's smoke all around, and all of the fires which have caused this and continue to rage in areas just beyond are uncontained. And that really is the big concern, that the fires are uncontained at this stage. That has a great deal to do with the winds in this entire area. At the moment, fortunately, the winds have gone down, but the concern is that the winds will remain. And until such time as the winds remain, these will remain uncontained fires. So we're just going to walk a little bit further on in this area. That's somebody's car, completely burnt down. There's a putrid smell in the air. over here. There is ash in the skies. That's somebody's bike, a motorcycle up there. And this was a house and someone's gym equipment just below, right over here. You know, weights. This is just unbelievable devastation. Some of the worst that I've seen in all of these years of reporting on disasters. And it's still an active situation. It remains very, very tense over here. And Los Angeles is just coming to grips with what's happened. It's not over yet, but the scale and the quantum of rebuilding is what strikes me as something that's going to take years. There's no two ways about that. And for the people who've lost everything, just getting over that will take a great deal of time. In Los Angeles, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Well, I just received an emergency alert extreme, which has come on my phone. It says LA County Office of Emergency Management, fast moving wildfire in the area, and evacuation warning has been issued. Prepare to leave, and then more information. And every time this alert keeps coming up on my phone. So we better get out of this area soon. But as we pan the camera, you can see the extent of the damage. This is the Pasadena area, and there are still fires, and there's a lot of smoke in the area. These houses completely gutted. There would be upwards of 50 homes at least in this area alone. We're going to walk through some of the areas which have been badly hit. But billions in damage in this entire region. You can see cars in the distance which have been entirely gutted. I'm going to walk you speak to in this area to one of the spots where you can actually see an active fire, a small one in the areas, because it's not done as yet. This entire situation, you can see the fires still in some of the areas. So this is what it looks like presently over here. We're just going to walk a little bit more over here to give you an idea of the devastation. And if you just, I guess do a 360, you can get an idea of all of the homes destroyed in this area, including, this was a basketball court, but the house all around it completely destroyed. In Pasadena, Vishnu Shop for NDTV.
Well, my colleague Amrita Gandhi, who is also in LA, has filed these exclusive reports from Pasadena, which is one of the most hit areas here. She has also spoken to local residents. Let's take a look.
Chimneys and fireplaces. Ironically, these are what remain of the homes that have burnt down to ashes in Pasadena. A neighborhood, a community, but now just a site of one of the several major fires this week in Los Angeles. Figurines at the entrance of what was once a family porch. The everyday stuff that made a home is now vanished or completely unrecognizable. I'm in Pasadena, a neighborhood in Los Angeles that has been devastated by fire. This particular residential area is home to some beautiful houses, family homes, where one neighbor's house is intact, but the next neighbor's house is burnt down to ashes. And all that remains is the brick kiln fireplace and some remnants, some hints of what was once a thriving family home. It's very disturbing to see how a house can be burnt down so quickly into absolutely nothing but ash. And many of the people who once lived here have not yet been back to see the devastation of their homes. And anyone walking through these deserted neighborhoods with burnt down homes, rubble and ash, can see the destruction that these fires have left in their wake. Rose bushes and a white picket fence, delicate signs of what used to once be a thriving home. The roses have survived,
but the house has not. It is bound to bring tears to any resident returning. A little library of books, a community library so that passers-by can pick up a book as they walk by. A little surviving sign of family life. These books survived the fire, in one of the worst fires in Los Angeles. But what lies within has not survived. The family car, the structure of the home, flames still burning inside. At times like this, one can only be grateful that the people who lived here have been evacuated in time.
The air is thick with smoke. Most local residents seem to have left because it's hard to breathe. I'm in front of one more house here in Pasadena, which has been taken by the fire.
Entire neighborhoods are deserted. All you can see is the remains of cars, the structure of homes, broken down, reduced to ash. The air is thick with smoke. The air is almost unbreathable. Most residents have left because even if their home is intact, it is hard to breathe.
Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to ash by the devastating fires that have ravaged Los Angeles. While some people are beginning to come back to see if their house is still standing, for many, they have not yet been home. A home that is now reduced to nothing but ash, with just the fireplace and chimney left intact. The process of rebuilding, the process of all of this sinking in, is just beginning. Amrita Gandhi reporting for NDTV from Los Angeles, California.